Oh, now you want to work. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What is on my freaks and peeps? It's us for here. Woohoo! God damn. Do you know what? I'm so over this fucking computer. So it's being so difficult. I'm not really sure what's going on. But like I went to talk and it just wouldn't work. And then I sent the message and then I noticed as I was typing the message, like the mic started working, so I don't know what was going on. But yeah, so excuse the fact that I'm so late. Your girl is just having massive tech issues. My computer doesn't want to work. It is great. So anyway, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. I usually have lots of things to talk about, and I got nothing because nothing's really happened since Thursday, to be honest. I mean, same old shit, different day, you know? Work's been shit. I'm still not getting any support. I've been diagnosed with autism for a week now. Hi Jasper, feels like ages since I last got stream. That's okay. Hello Mimi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good. I don't know when to be honest, I feel like it's been ages since I streamed. I like got anxiety like this morning about streaming. There was a part of me that was like, oh my god, I really don't think I can do it today. And I didn't know why, so I kind of just pushed past it. I couldn't give myself a valid reason as to why I shouldn't stream, so but yeah, things are interesting. Hello Mimi. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Um yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, so I mean, it's been a week since I got diagnosed with autism. That's been great. Has it improved my life at all? Has it? Fuck. It's really sad because I'm like, I was so happy getting diagnosed. I was like, this is gonna be life changing, and it's meant like I've been able to kind of go into myself more and be more uh forward with like self discovery kind of thing. I'm able to find acknowledge the things I struggle with or experience is autism, um like finding ways to cope with it or like to avoid the issues that I have with it. And it's been good, but man, am I going through burnout again. And it's nothing to do with like streaming or anything, but it's like, geez, my work is being really difficult about accommodating, which is like, I just don't get it. Like, they were pretty insistent that I got a diagnosis before they could help me, so I did. And they're still not, like, really acknowledging it, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about it. And, like, I've gotten different advice. Like, the main one I've got is that I need to speak to someone higher up, like, whether that's through the union or if I can try and get hold of HR. But what I find really interesting is whenever I bring up talking to my boss, like they both my boss and like my overhead management, they both like say the same thing, which is that they can't authorize me to talk to HR like casually. And I'm like, that's not how that should work, and I just don't get it. So if anyone's got any advice on like how to contact your HR and like get them to talk to you without like having to go through your overhead, I might have to, what might end up happening is I might have to go through my boss's boss, and see if I can, because I've had like, he's quite I know the guy and he's quite friendly, like see him a lot, but yeah, he's kind of mentioned in the past that he's available to be contacted if we need to go over our overhead management like head and we don't feel confident enough to. um but it's like at the same time I'm actually having to like write down my reasonable adjustments because I'm taking it in levels. I'm doing a good job, right? So um so reasonable adjustments wise, I'm like, verbally requested them and they've turned around and been cunts about it. And then now I'm in the stage of writing up a statement about my reasonable request, which I will then submit. and I've put in the legwork for it. I've done the research. I've looked into the legislation. I've looked into the rights. I've literally read the legislation, right? As in the 2010 Equality Act. I've looked into it. That's how committed I'm having to be about this, because I need to make sure that what I'm doing is legal. This sounds like I'm doing drugs or something. Literally all I'm doing is I'm asking for them to not fucking move me about as much. And it sounds like pretty reasonable, right? But they're like, oh no, that's not how this works in a house. And I'm like, that's not an excuse. I just can't get it through to them that they actually have to give me a valid reason that's not just, oh, it doesn't really work with our business plan. Because it's like, yes, that's the point of a reasonable adjustment. You need to be willing to adjust to my needs, even if that goes against what you have as a standard, a company or something, There are obviously they are within their rights to, but I am also at that point in my right to take it further. And realistically, I've kind of had to sit down and go, this is the job that I want to stay in, if I can. I don't really want to have to be quite happy where I am. Leaving would not do me any favors, realistically, because, my friends are there. Well, my friends are there. My boyfriend's there. I probably wouldn't be able to get another job where Paul and I could work together. So there's that side of it. And I'm also just very to that. It's just like, why would I leave if I don't have to? So it's just kind of crazy to me that they're not really trying. And I'm just like, I don't think it's trying to talk to people about autism when they have no experience with autism. And I kind of assumed that everyone kind of had at least a little bit of an understanding about autism. But then like talking to a fucking brick wall that just doesn't understand. And it's like they're just like, what I guess the best example I can give is that I turned around and was like, it's gonna be good now because I have a reason to take hearing protection. So right now I'm using loops, and eventually part of the request will be that I'm allowed to wear ear defenders. And I told my boss about this, so my overhead, and he turned around. And this guy, I have a good working relationship with this guy. He's like a 10 out of 10 boss. But occasionally he goes through like this phase where he's really difficult. And I don't really understand why. And I think I know why, because someone is in. So that's crossing into a line of territory that I shouldn't really talk about. But I will if I have to. But the reality is like I said to them about actually looking at getting ear defenders and stuff, and he literally turned around and he was like, well, we'd have to get a decibel counter, see what the noise levels are, and if it's too high, then yeah, everyone will have to wear ear defenders, but if it's too low, then you won't get a choice. What? I won't get a choice. I was like, this is blatant. I'm sorry. This is it's not. It's hello, Mina. Hello, Mina. I just want to rant. Lol. I'm like, that's blatant ableism. I'm sorry. It's coming from a place of I don't think he understands what the issue is, and so I'm trying to be like, it's not ableism. He just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. He's not trying to be a cunt about it, but it's like, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. 5 minutes of research would tell you that one of the side effects of autism is sensory issues, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's like, hang on a minute, what do you mean? If a decibel counter comes back and says that I don't need hearing protection, I won't be allowed to wear it. That's not how this works. I'm like, I get the them not wanting to give up moving me around, because they've given me several different reasons, and despite the fact that none of them will fly under reasonable adjustments, they are pretty they're at least reasons, if that makes sense. But this was just blatant, I've done no research on this subject and don't care, and therefore I'm going to say a sweeping statement that is wholly just making me look like a clown. And I was like, man, Imagine being so fucking confident in yourself that, like, you could say something like that and not think about how stupid you sound. I'm sorry. I like my boss. But that was one of the moments where I genuinely looked at him and I was like, this is one of those moments where I really want to speak my mind. And something that, like, you know, autistic people tend to like not really have any social filters and stuff, and we tend to just say what's on our mind. I've learned to not do that in most social settings, but it means that my response is, because I'm like very black and white either or, it's like if I don't have anything nice to say, I don't say anything, but I will stop saying anything altogether. So like I just won't continue the conversation. And yes, I do walk away sometimes, but it's like, Jesus Christ, like I was just stood there like, I have no response to this because that was so wholeheartedly just stupid to say that I just like stood there gobsmacked. I was like, nothing I could say in response would be an unfireable offense. I was like, if I open my mouth right now, autism or not, I'll lose my job. If I actually say what I was thinking in that moment, I was like, holy shit. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? I genuinely, like, I'm just gonna, this is gonna be one of those things where I look back in time and I'm gonna laugh so hard about it. I know this probably makes, like, no sense to anyone else and is like, why is this so funny to you? But it's, like, genuinely one of those moments where I'm like, man, this is gonna do me great in, like, a HR meeting if I turn around and go, like, they just straight up said that if the decibel counter comes back and says that I don't need hearing protection, I won't be allowed to wear it. Like, that's some gold standard reason. And I was like, that's genuinely dumb. Like, it's like genuinely, like, I was like, what the? That's not what? It's just like, if there's only one adjustment that I could have to make my work life easier, it's the noise levels being out. One of the things that I've been doing is I've got loop headphones. I went from the foam ones. I didn't like the foam ones. They gave my ears, like, they irritated my ears a lot. And then I went on to loop quiet twos, and they're not really any better, like, noise cancelling, but they're at least a lot more comfortable and they're a lot easier to, like, take in and out. So I prefer those. What I really like is overhead ear defenders, but, like, for one, they're actually really struggling to find some. They're like a bit like, I don't know. Why is it that kids ones are so much nicer colors, and, like, you cannot get adult ones in nicer nice colors? Like, I just like a nice pair of green ones, and it's like I've got one choice and I hate it. So yeah, but that's where I'm at with this, and it's just like, man, imagine being so confident in yourself, say something that literally, like, it's like one of those things where it's just like, it's, I almost wanted to laugh in his face, like, genuinely, I was like, that would be funny if he wasn't, like, being deadly serious. It's like, it was one of those moments where it was like you feel just superiority, where you're just like, someone says something and you're like, ha ha, idiot. Like, there are so many words that I could have said in that moment, that none of which I could have given him quite a reasonable argument, and it would have got along the lines of, the fact that you said that means that you've done absolutely no research on the topic, which means that everything you say from now on in is complete bullshit, and I am not going to listen to you. That was literally what I wanted to say. However, I'm already on a letter of concern for arguing with my boss. Guys, I'm not a confrontational person at all, but did I get a letter of concern for being a bad boy? Did I? Did I indeed? Yeah, that was a fun one. It was, the situation wasn't at all funny. It was like, genuinely, I got overstimulated, and then my warehouse just kind of, it was, actually, come to think of it, it's a very similar situation to what's happening right now. Huh. Anyway, it was like, my friend slash coworker, who's been a cunt to me recently, like, kind of did me in, and then didn't hold up her hands and say it was her. And then I kind of just had to stand there while she cozied up to the boss, who also turned around and called stupid, essentially, and treated me like I was stupid. And then I kind of got upset and kind of just, and then my boss turned around and was like, "Why didn't you think for yourself?" And I burst into tears, ran off. He chased after me. He chased me through the warehouse and trying to get me to talk to him and yelled at me. And I turned around. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I word vomited at him. But because I was so overwhelmed, I was just speaking and like yelling basically, which is not an appropriate thing to do. But like, I was severely overstimulated, overwhelmed, and he was not leaving me alone. And no one was actually stopping to say, why didn't you do this? Or what was your reasoning? No one asked me. And so I just kind of went off, and yeah, he walked off in anger. I went to the bathroom, stayed in there for about half an hour, cried, and then I got pulled off uh, because I let I let the team down, and it was like, I'm actually so sick of this. It's like genuinely like, I'm like, the more I think about the stuff that's happened in the last few months, it's like genuinely like I feel like maybe I should and just blow past the look. Like, I'm not getting any support, but like it's the blatant like lack of wanting to understand because it makes their life seem that is doing me in, and I'm getting in trouble, giving me anxiety when there's no reason for it. It's just like I don't want to like cause problems. I just kind of want to be left alone, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if that's like a common thing in a workplace, but it's like genuinely I don't want instructions. I just want to be told, do one thing and don't talk to me again. Like, it's that simple. It's like I don't need like constant like I don't need constantly like telling what I'm doing wrong. Like, it's just I don't know how to explain it, but it's genuinely like it was genuinely just the whole situation was so shit, and it's not getting any better. And I'm just like, man, if anyone got any advice on like contacting your employment about reasonable adjustments, especially if you are also disabled, because like what they just don't. This is another thing, they don't want to acknowledge that I'm disabled, and I'm like, I don't want to say it because it sounds like I'm trying to claim. I am only like I'm only labeled as a level 1. That doesn't mean I don't, I struggle not as bad as like a level 3 or a level 2 person, but it doesn't mean that my struggles aren't valid. If anything, like my ability to chameleonize myself is letting me down because I look like a lot more coping than I am. And it's just like, man, can I just get some I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking to be left alone. It's like I just don't get it. I don't get it. If any struggles are struggles, yeah, exactly. Like, it's not everyone has their own struggles, and I'm not saying mine are more important or stressful than anyone else's. But it's just for me, it's like the end of the fucking world, you know. Anyway, if anyone's got any advice on writing to your employment person about like reasonable adjustments, please let me know, because I'm genuinely like at a complete loss about it, and I am trying my best limited like there's a lot of resources about suggestions for reasonable adjustments, but there's no like I'm struggling to find any information on how I'm supposed to actually get it in. It's no guide on it because it's not really a if it was a formal document there would be a guide on it, but it's not. You literally just have to ask, and they and reason as to why they won't let you have it, and it's just like that simple. And if it doesn't go through, then you have to face it out. But it's like, can I just like skip the middleman and go straight to their bosses? I have to, because I'm trying to explain this to people who don't get it or don't want to get it. Sorry, this is a bit of a rant. I'm genuinely stressed because I have to go to work tomorrow, but it's like genuinely like I also don't have time to sit and write down this document. Like, I have gotten into that horrible routine I drive at the minute where I'm doing the exact same thing every single day, and I'm perfectly content. But it means I have no time to like sit and do other things anymore. And like, I just like I just can't go with the idea of doing anything other than that. Like, read. It's just that means that I'm putting off writing this down because I don't like sit and write. I don't sit and think. I don't know. I might have time today, and I'm gonna hopefully. Like I had like about 5 different. Managed to get one of. Oh, what a cry. Anyway, yeah. So, do I have better news to talk about? Not really. I feel really bad about that. I'm like, it's been great. I feel really bad because at the minute all I'm talking about is like constant. Well, I don't mean to bore people with it. I know I am because I've noticed them following me. But yeah, it's genuinely like it's such a shitty thing to kind of hyper focus. It's like I hate to break it to you guys, but it's the reality of my life now is found out I'm disabled. I've got to kind of find adjustments. My life is manageable. I don't have anything like I have things coming up. I had a funeral on Friday. That's something I could talk about. That was a horrible experience. I mean, the funeral was great, and I miss the guy very dearly. I did all this. I did get a bit upset, but like, I think I was more panicking because your girl fucked up. You ready for this? You ready for this? It's a horrible story about how I fucked up at a funeral, right? So one of the main things, right, was that they said no mourning attire, which basically means no black like clothing, right? So I wore a like Jane Norman glittery like strapless dress, and it was nice and it was beautiful and I was super happy with it. And then I wore some stupidly high shoes because I don't have any other high heels other than platform. So that was a fucking whale of a time trying to walk the old towny streets that I was trying to walk through. And then I went up to the wrong church and I stood outside it as the bells were ringing for the church around the corner where the funeral was actually going on. And I looked up on Google Maps where I was supposed to go, and I walked in, and I. You can call citizens' advice. They may have some well advice. What the fuck is citizens' advice? There's a company that I rang when I had issues at work, but I don't know what it's called. I'll find out. Amy, I think you and I work about this because I would appreciate any I have, especially because I know that you're in England as well, so know the legalities about as well as I do. Um, Google Citizens Advice, they know stuff. Excellent, thank you. But yeah, so I went to the wrong church. I went to the right church, but fortunately it was like two seconds down the road because for some reason we've got like about 15 different churches in my town and like they're pretty much right next to each other. So I went to the right church this time. And then it was at this point, because I was so late at this point, I was on time, but it was like they were literally doing it on the time, like at the dot, like. So they were walking the coffin into the church at this point, and I kind of just had to stand there and just. I was like, I'll go in afterwards. And then I walked in, and I was just following the procession, and I had a bit of a moment where I think it hit me. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here, walking here. But I didn't want to stray away because I didn't want to ruin something that might be going on. I didn't have anyone to ask. Fortunately, I was walking in and the concierge, I don't know what he was called, he grabbed me and he's like, are you with the... But, I was already panicking. So, he grabbed me and he's like, oh, are you with the family? And I was like, no, I'm late. And realized at that point that I'd been walking in with the family and I was about to walk down the aisle with the family in tow and through all the aisles where all the guests was at and I die. Anyway, it was fine because I didn't get that far and he's like, oh, you go and talk to the person. And they took my name down. I'm not really sure why. It wasn't like an invite based thing, so I don't know why they needed to take my name down, but whatever. So they guided me that I could just sit in one of the rows. So I went and sat on like a kind of empty-ish row with some people that I didn't know. I was like 2 rows behind anyone that I knew. Keep in mind, my dad also went to this funeral because he also knew the bloke that had died, which was part of the reason why we were both going. But we didn't go together because I don't live with my dad anymore, so he didn't think to come to my house first. But whatever. So I walk in, I can see him, he's across the other side of the church, and I'm on the opposite side. And 2 rows ahead of me was my entire work team, because I don't think I talked about who died, but this was someone I used to work with and I was quite friendly with, and so everyone I knew was going to this funeral. And so I was like sat on my own with loads of people that I didn't know, and I was in shoes that were so uncomfortable. Fortunately, at this point, I made it in. And then I had to stand up with everyone else, right? I almost fainted, dude. I don't know what happened. I have a pretty high heart rate, but like for some reason when I stood up, I guess just the adrenaline kind of had worn off at this point or had kicked in. I don't know. But I literally started violently shaking, and I really had to like hold it in so I didn't like make a big thing of it. And it was just like not a great time. And I was just like, I could really not have a panic attack right now. I really need to not. And I was really panicking because I was like, it was making it worse because I was like, don't have a panic attack. But like when I was panicking about not having a panic attack or trying to prevent a panic attack about the fact that I walked in late with the family, you know, it was not a good time. But yeah, the funeral was nice. It was over in about 30 minutes. So it was sad. It was sad, but it was good. Yeah. Watched everyone leave, and then everyone went to the pub. I didn't drink because I had work the next day, and then my dad, who I was with, decided to go and talk to someone that he knew, which was, it's a funeral, you run into people you know all the time. Except he then decided that it would be a good idea for me to stand with him while he talked to these people for 30 minutes. My feet were killing. I just walked from the church to the pub, which not very far, but in like 6-inch platform shoes is not fun. And these are like stiletto ones, so they're not like, they're the only high heels I've got, okay? They're not comfortable. Anyway, so they're like quite tall shoes. I'm not comfortable. I don't wear them very often. And he made me stand there. I'd been at work the whole night. I was like stood there, and it was just one of those moments where my dad just doesn't think about anyone but himself. But like genuinely, like he was just like talking to these people, and I said like, I need to sit down in a minute. And his friend had said, you need to get your daughter to sit down because she's in those really tough shoes. And fucking, he just kept talking, and I was still. It was a really hot day, might add, and so I was not feeling too great. I was massively overstimulated as was because it was environment, but it was also superly hot, and it was just like a recipe. I'm gonna have a breakdown at some point. And then I finally was like, listen, I need to sit down, and he's like, oh, okay, we're gonna go outside. The other guy, and walked me outside, and I was like, Dad, no, I can't go outside in this weather. It's way too hot. Keep in mind, I would like to say, I don't go outside very often. I'm very, very, very pale, right? Like, what you see on my VTube is actually pretty much the exact skin tone I've got. I would know because I held up my arm to the screen while colouring it to make sure. But I am actually, like, really pale, and when you look at me compared to the rest of my family, there's no reason I should be this pale. It's probably more just because I just don't go outside, but, like, I don't actually know if it's that or if it's, like deficient something. I don't. Apparently, I don't know enough. But I don't cope well in hot climates. Or otherwise, so to be sat outside, I was probably wearing the least amount of clothes I've ever worn in life outside the building, right? This might sound TMI. I was in a dress. I was fully covered, but like it was a dress that was strapless. I didn't have a jumper or anything, and also it was long enough. It's the first dress that's ever been long enough where I don't have to wear tights. I didn't. That meant I also didn't have socks on. So it was literally like, it was just a dress, some Spanx, and my underwear, right? That was all I was wearing, and these shoes. So, like, it's like, I'm covered, but, like, it was you know, I was not keeping cool like I should have been, because I don't think I could have taken any more layers off other than my skin, you know? You know, it's that kind of weather. Anyway, so I was like baking in the sun. I was like, I just couldn't get him to get it. Like, he just didn't want to understand. I did explain to him later, but the worst part about this was that we went outside and I was like, Dad, why are you trying to go? Keep in mind, at this point, I'd said to him, like, hey, don't approach my co-workers because I'm not talking to people at the minute. And also, this friend of mine I've fallen out with because she said some not very nice things, but he was so hyper focused on talking about this friend that he didn't listen, and I didn't catch that he didn't listen. And fucking, so what did he do? I found out why he wanted to go outside really badly. He went straight up to this co-worker that I'd specifically told him that I didn't want to kind of communicate with at the funeral, and tried to get me to sit with her. And I was like, Dad, no. I literally said, like, he was like, we'll go and sit with so and so. And I was like, no, don't bother so and so. And he's like, well, why? And I was like, no, Dad, I'm sitting here. And I sat down and I was like, I'm not like doing this. I made it very clear. Like, I think he can tell after all about something. So I just sat down and I was like, no. And didn't get it. And I do, bless my dad. He's not the most like, keep in mind, my autism has to come from somewhere. And my dad is like very much the epitome of ADHD. And like, and yes, Mina, I see you and my dad are very similar, but like, at least you know when like to take note of people's feelings. Jeez. But anyway, so fucking, we sat and talked. I got like overheated about 10 minutes in, and we ended up having to go back to my house. And we were at my house afterwards, and I explained to him that, like, all right, the reason I didn't want to like say anything was because that coworker has said some kind of ableist comments and has been nothing but nasty to speak at work, and he felt so bad. And I was like, Dad, I love you, but like, you need to pay attention when I try and tell you these things. And I made him feel really bad about it, and I felt a bit bad, but like at the same time, like, he really did me in. So yeah, it was not a good time. Anyway, that was my terrible funeral fucking experience. So, will I go to another funeral? No. I was already like overstimulated and on the verge of a breakdown when I got home from work that day anyway. So, like, I really didn't want to go. Like, on the day off, I was like, I could just not go. And then I was like, no, because I'm never going to get another chance to like say goodbye, you know? And I was like, this is the one thing I have to through and do. And you know what? I'm glad I did it in hindsight, but realistically, if I hadn't done it, I think I would have been better off. I don't feel anything like, I don't feel any better for it. It was a terrible experience, and I just like, this is why I can't be trusted to do my own. Keep in mind, I would like to stress, I did this all on my own. Paul did not come with me. Paul knew the guy, he just didn't feel like he was, he didn't feel like he knew him well enough to go, so it was gonna be me by myself anyway. I was fully expecting my dad to come by my house, and he didn't, so that was a bit of miscommunication, but it meant that I kind of had to make my way on my sitting with people that I didn't know and stressing the whole time about it. It was just like a recipe for like, this is I cope with. And I didn't have any hearing protection either, so it was a whale of a time. Fortunately, funerals, people tend to not talk, so that was nice. Anyway. You did good, thank you. I do, you take note. I appreciate you. Yeah, no, it was genuinely like, guys, I hate funerals. I love funerals, but like, I hate funerals. I hate public events, and I'm glad that it was this sort of public event that I could leave at any time I wanted to, but I had nothing with me to like adjust the fact that, and it made me realize how badly I've skill regressed in like public settings, which is, you know, something to be expected. It does happen if you've got autism. You have autism. This is something you experience as well. It's just like the skill regression. If you don't keep doing things, you lose the ability to do them, and it's over, not over things like, oh, remember. Like, no, it's over really simple shit like remembering how to communicate with people. When you autistic, you ask everything, right? That takes practice and it takes knowing like what works in a conversation, but I don't hold that information for some reason. I don't know what it is, but like it just means that I don't remember a lot of the time to communicate and try to be normal. Getting worse. And you know what? That's fine because I'm probably not going to bother anymore. Now I'm autistic. I don't need to mask as much as I do anymore because realistically, that's just the point. It's an exhausting experience and it's just really taxing and pointless because most of the time you fail at it anyway. So what's the point? Anyway, I'm gonna go on to Stardew Valley now because I'm on a bit of a roll and I just don't really know what to say about it. I don't know. I'm thinking a lot about the stream and stuff. I really I want to get all this kind of autism stuff out of the way so that I can kind of go on to like more stream focused stuff because it bothers me that I'm not able to like that as much, you know? Because I've got so many things that I want to do with streams. I've got so many. I'm so excited about the things that I want to do with the streams, but it like bothers me so much because at the minute it's just taking up work side of my autism diagnosis up so much of my time, and I can't do more than one thing at once. And it's just meaning that I'm just suffering for no reason, and at the same time, it's causing me to miss out on things that I need to actually deal with. So. If I was neurotypical, I would just go on to the other thing in the meantime, but I can't. So I just have to sit and wait and just hope. All the virtual hugs, thank you. I'm so sorry that I'm just ranting about this, but it is the reality of my life at the minute. It's just this is. Do you actually see? I can't tell because it's a black screen for me right now. Oh yeah, okay. Got some visuals. We got some visuals. Okay, so we've completed the community centre, which means that we've now got to go on to the not community centre side of it. I have to go into the clinic today. Have a nice day, okay? Oh gosh, okay. Good luck with the weather. God, it's raining here today. It's been raining hard. What plans you got then? Well, we've talked about the fact that I've got a logo kind of design set out. I've just got to kind of get it commissioned now. So there's that, but that takes a lot of like planning and like finding an artist that you like. And that's not something I've got time for to do right now, so I haven't done it yet, but it's in the works. I've got it set. It's planned out. I'm excited. I'm happy. So there's that. But I've also got some stuff like I wanna try and start upgrading sort of the stream. I don't want to say quality because that's not what I mean, but like I want to like get different assets and stuff, things like that. And I've also got some other stuff that I'm not going to talk about because I kind of want to keep that to myself. But I've got some things that I'm thinking about doing that I want to like see about. So. Kind of all encompassing, but then once the logo's done, I can focus on getting a computer as well. So there's that. So plans wise, that's the plans. Well, I know a couple of recipes. I thought I'd send you one. Maybe it'll help you make mine more raw or something, Clint. Figured I'd give you this recipe I had laying around. Try not to burn it. Dear Jasper, nothing is more satisfying than cooking with fresh vegetables from your own garden. I've enclosed a recipe to help you out. Take care. Is this because I completed the community centre and now they're all my friends? Here's a recipe from Miss Luna and share this with my good friends. Yes, it is. I wanted to say thanks for taking an interest in my work. Here's a cooking recipe that I like, fried mushrooms. It's just what I like today. Share an old cooking recipe my puppy used to make. It's important. Fish is fresh. Advertisement. PS Dairy Store is now open 7 days a week. Ah! Jasper, I've unlocked the back room of the shop. Come by when you have a chance. There's something I want to show you. Ah! Well, hey. Okay, we got a busy day today then. Ooh, exciting, yeah. Woohoo! Yeah, I do have like I'm not just saying like I've got ideas and then not like explaining. I do have ideas and I do have plans and things are gonna be good. It's just a case of like finding time, and right now I really need to get this work stuff done because I've got to fund a lot of this, and if I have to quit my job, then I'm not gonna be able to fund it. I won't quit my job. I don't want to quit my job. I quite enjoy my job. But I did until recently. Fucking Christ. It's alright. I'm not too worried about it because despite the fact that, like, I do consider this person my friend, right? They're not staying, they're leaving at some point. And if they do leave, I will talk more about, I might talk more about what kind of was going on behind the scenes, but until then. Because, guys, it's drama central when I tell you. Oh, man. I've told, like, Mimi and... Well, I think I've told Mina. I don't know if I told Mimi, but, like, there is a level to what's going on that's really funny. And when you consider the fact that, I'm getting kind of mistreated, it's like, it makes what's going on behind the scenes so much worse. Anyway. Willie is taking you to the back room. I know. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Next thing you know, you'll be wandering into the back rooms and never seen her again. God damn it. You didn't know, but my country bumpkin needs to know. You do. You gotta. I gotta tell you guys, it's so funny. Like, it's really like. I mean, I could talk about it. Like, it's no reason why I can't because I think that realistically they've done themselves in about it. I also there's another side of it that I don't think I can talk about because it's a current it's a current HR issue that's going on. It's not as related to this, but it's the same people involved, and it's just like I'm gonna have to speak on it, and I don't know when I'm gonna have to speak on it. So there's rumors of some very rare fish in these parts, but only an experienced angler could stand a chance against them. You'll need the finest bait you can get if you want a rare fish to bite. Whoa! Oh, is this like the island? Aye, sad sight, isn't she? She was my father's boat. Served him well for over 50 years. I don't know, I didn't know. Now she can barely stay afloat. I'd repair it myself, but I don't have the right materials, miss. Aye, 200 pieces of hardwood to patch a hole would be a good start. But we'll also need to get the ticket machine back up and the iridium anchor repaired. If I could get my hands on the right materials and repair the old girl, well, I could take you to Fern Island. Volcanic islands full of strange parrots, they say. I'd like to help. Yeah, man. I thought you would, miss. I'll leave this door unlocked for you. You can come drop off the materials whenever you'd like. Interesting. What are you using? You'd have to fix the town up, and he's like, "Oh, come fix me boat." I don't do anything else during the day, but you running the farm can do it for me. Literally the entire town. They're like, "Well, we help each other out." I'm like, "All right, sure, sure, do we?" Because it seems like I'm the only one doing anything. But whatever. The machine could be repaired with 5 battery packs. Okay. The hull could be repaired with 200 pieces of hardwood, and the iridium tank could be repaired with 5 iridium bars. Okay, so not undoable. I'm gonna go get some lunch and be back with snackies. Look. Okay, have fun, Mimi. See you soon. Okay, we'll also go and see what the go and see what freaking what do you call it? The fucking community fuck the not community center but community center sort of challenge thing. What do you call it? This thing up here. Oh, hello. Yeah, there you go. What is all this? Abandoned Jojo Amart. Dinosaur mayonnaise. What the fuck? What the shit? Void salmon. Oh my god. How the fuck am I supposed to get all this? Very doable. Fine doable. Very specific. Oh, it's a silver standard. Oh my god, they want a specific standard. Jeez, okay. Good luck. Thanks, man. But yeah, no, I got things I want to do. I also I've got lots of, like, future plans for, like, exciting stuff that kind of rely on me finishing this game and the other games, you know, because, you know, but, realistically, I'm, like, pretty raring to go with it. I mean, a lot of it takes a lot of, like, about. I mean, I've got things to think about, and I've got time to think about these things now, like, but I also just got to kind of deal with the main things, which is, like, what's the point of doing all this if I'm not going to be in the mental capacity finish them, if that makes sense. Like, I need to be I need to have stuff behind the scenes taken care of so it's not taking real estate in my brain, so I can hyper focus on this, you know? Like, I want to do more stuff with my special interests. That side of, like, like, I want to do more stuff about, like, Monster High and, the special interest. Dude, I was, like, talking to Paul last night, right? And I had a thought. I was like, you know what? I was thinking... Can we not get to each other? Oh, no, we can. I was thinking, and I was saying to Paul about, like, for, like, the longest time, I couldn't work out why, I couldn't work out the, thing where they're like, oh, autism, like, special interest that's, like, really narrow-minded. I was like, I don't really relate to that, but, like, that's female autism in a nutshell. It's just, like, our interests tend to be a bit more broad, but, like, they're still very, like, it's on one subject, but it's, like, it tends to be, like, a generalized subject rather than, like, a very, like, specific part of that subject. And so I was like, oh, I don't really relate to that side of autism. Is that, like, a very specific thing? Because my interests tend to be, like, you know, I mean, Atlantis might be the only thing I can give the example on, because I'm not, like, really a Disney fan, but, like, I'm a really big Atlantis fan. But things like Marvel and, like, Monster High, I'm not really specifically into a part of that. And I couldn't think, I was like, oh, I don't really think I have, like, that sort of thing. And then last night, it hit me, and I was like, oh, shit. My specific hyper-focus interest is Simon Pegg. Literally, he's like my, like, it's the one thing that's like, that's a weird interest, you know? It's like, what, of all the things that I could have interest on, like, yeah, Monster High generic, freaking, Marvel generic, right? Fucking, very specifically Simon Pegg, the actor Simon Pegg, is like, hyper-focused, special interest of him. Yeah, and he is a special interest. He's been a special interest for quite some time, but... Right, why do I not have space? Get rid of that. So yeah. I'm not good at talking about my special interests. Like, when I'm in, like, if I'm in conversations with people that I'm really close with and, like, I know that would be fine with me talking about it, I'll talk about it nonstop for hours. Like, body modification, it tends to be the one that I bring into general conversation, but I don't really talk about Monster High or Marvel as much as I maybe used to. Just because I find people tend to make fun of you for those sort of interests. But, like, when it comes to, like, talking about my special interests, it's just not something I do. And I mean, I do it, but not like massively in general conversation. And it's not fun because I would like to talk about my interests, but like, how do you not dominate a conversation with it, you know? And yeah, so be fucking positive about that one. But it's something that I can now kind of relax in. I don't need to set my standards up for like social interaction. Like I used to have to present normally, and now I don't need to present normally because what's the point in presenting normally, like when I'm not normal, you know? For fuck's sake. I still got time for this. Did I get rid of the rest of the leaks though? I'm pretty sure I did. I just gotta figure out all about. Crystal fruit wine. What the fuck did I put in there? Where's this coming? True. What's this normal? I know. I don't really think that there's much point trying to be. My environment now is a lot happier because I'm not trying to be normal. But realistically, I'm also gonna lose like the most normal part of my life soon, and I don't know if it's gonna get replaced. But it's like, you know, I'm really happy, and I just want to like do more with streaming because realistically, that's where my happiness is sort of at the minute. It's like that's the bit that, you know, when you think about when you think about things like that bring you joy without effort, and sort of streaming and being in the VTuber community is sort of doing that for me. But I just don't really have the brain power to kind of explore it more at the minute, and that sucks. And I want to hyperfixate on VTubing again. That's what's going on. Is like I've got loads of ideas, and I'm just holding off because I know that when I do kind of go into it, it's going to take up so much real estate, and it's going to be great. But like, you know, it takes. I've got to set the boundaries of first. That's hard. Okay, I need to make a certain quality wine, which means that I need to get. You're right. Yeah. I'm just happy it's like doing VTubing stuff. I'm happiest when it's terrible. I'm happiest when I'm being a consumer. I'm happiest when I'm like investing in things that make me happy, you know? I'm happiest when I'm like buying things that bring me a lot of joy, but I don't do it very often. And yeah, like I've got that book that I talked about, the Kickstarter, which by the way, if you were considering about the Kickstarter, I shared a Kickstarter on my Discord. That Kickstarter will be ending on the 16th, so you've got 2 more days if you want to if you want to like be part of it, if you want to get the book at all, you need to kind of do it in the next 2 days or have a chance to now. Unfortunately, I did it in the first like days. So that's coming out kind of soon, and that's really exciting for me because that's something I kind of was like, that's a lot of money. I don't really want to do it. It's a lot of unsuspecting money. I don't know how much it's going to cost me in total. Probably just under £100, but well, I don't even think it's that. But that's because I live in the UK as well. Because this is for America, and I, in the UK, so shipping it here next door amount of money. But anyway, so that is something that brings me a lot of joy. But I also like something that's been bringing me a lot of joy recently. It's like is now that I've kind of got the official I'm autistic stamp, I can now focus on getting things assist with my autism, such as like getting a new sunflower lanyard, getting a ability lanyard, getting loads of badges that like express my autism and my special interests and my anxiety. That's been so fun, like looking into that and stuff. It makes me so genuinely happy. Like I want to get loads of badges and lanyard. I need to make the lanyard like wearable, because one of the things that I really struggled with when I first got the sunflower lanyard was that it's just really uncomfortable to wear. Like it's not. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like I really appreciate the sunflower lanyard. It's the most recognized like symbol of hidden disabilities, at the very least. Problem is, their lanyards are super scratchy and uncomfortable. I don't know how anyone manages to wear them, but like, I also don't get how autistic people are supposed to cope with wearing them. And I know there's alternatives, like you can have the like, wrist lanyard, but it's not in your face enough to like acknowledge, get people that you talk to that you might be struggling with something, which is what it's for. So I need to get a different lanyard for it. I'm gonna get the 3-point lanyard because right now I've only got the 1-point safety brake lanyard, and if I get the 3-point brake one, I don't think one of the brake things is on the back of the neck. Which the problem is with this one is it's direct back of my neck, which is where you get problems with tags and stuff. It's so dumb. Why is there no alternative? Like, why is there no, like, you have to have the safety brake. You can't not have the safety brake. I especially can't have the safety brake because the amount of times I'll lean over and the thing around my neck get caught, and that's going to cause pain if I get stuck. You need a safety brake, but like, why do they not have like an alternative that autistic people could wear that's not scratchy and horrible? I don't get it. Well, all the badges. I've got one. So far I've gifted myself one badge for autism, and it's like it's for Paws Up for, I remember what the brand was, but I bought it. It was like a charity badge, and it's got a rabbit, a white rabbit, and it says autistic and anxious on it. So I felt like it was a good representation, and I love it, and I got it, and it's beautiful. It makes me very happy. And I just want to get more things like that soon. If anyone's got any like small businesses or anything they want to like shout out, by all means share them on Discord. But do it in the promotional tab though. But the thing with it is like ideally on Etsy, but realistically I've probably found it if it's on Etsy. Yeah. Right, 200 bits of hardwood. So if you see the mouse kind of buffering going across the screen, I don't know why. It's just sort of like the book that it's on is just not really helping it much. Oh, why have I got... that? Oh. No. Hardwood, where the fuck is it? Where do I keep it? Oh, okay, we're not too far off. Just gotta get a couple more bits of hardwood. Easy. 5 battery packs. God damn it! We're so close. And what is it? What else did we need? It was something very specific. Iridium bar. I don't have enough iridium. That's kind of like to try and get hold of. Fun. Okay. I also need to figure out where void salmon is. I also need to pee. This is not a good time. This is not a good time. Won't tolerate scammers though. No, absolutely not. I'm a bit like cautious about like offering people to do that, but I will check them out. And if I don't do, realistically though, no one's gonna do it, are they? It's the truth of it. Also, if it's AI generated, I don't want it. Conversation. What's the other thing you needed? Battery packs. So now the community census complete. What do I do with it? Oh wow, look at it. Oh, okay. Is it this? No. Nothing to do here. Guess we don't actually do anything with it. Dead. But I got loads of like. I really want to get like. If I do like set up my lanyard nicely, I'll definitely do like a. I'll share it on Discord. Obviously, I will have to hide the personal information of the card, but like. I don't think anything else will be hidden. Yeah. I love it. I'm excited. I'm very excited, very excited, very excited. What are we doing in terms of like oof, 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 oof. Hello, baby. Don't I need these to be watered? Am I not watering them? Well, hey. Yeah, there you go. Ah! I'm also having to like fight off the temptation to do like a to like get a badge press and make my own badges because that would be super fun and I really really want to do it, but like realistically I don't really have any reason to other than I just want to. Oh, and that's just not a good enough reason, you know. Right, I'm gonna take a break real quick. Desperate. Busting. Busting. Right. Break time. Yeah, I will be right back. Oh. back. I come back during a break. No, that's okay. I'm back. It's fine. We came back at the same time. Hello. Welcome back. Thank you. Oh, my eye. Yeah, I've got other plans for stream. That was what I was. I got other plans for stream, like. Bug. Spreading of weeds has caused damage. You bump. No! I've got other. Fucking hell, this book is. I like put another book underneath. Yeah. Oh fuck, I can't. God damn it. Not a good time. This is not a good time. I also don't know why my calibration is so violent. There we go. That should do something. I don't think it will. I need to sort out the desk. That's something that's also on my mind at the minute, is that I've got to get the... I've got to sort out getting a desk chair, because that's the only reason I don't have a desk. I've also been talking with my mother about getting a IKEA shelving unit, like a second-hand one, because I can't get a new one here. Not really. I don't have transport or anything like that. But getting a like an IKEA shelving unit that I can put like my Monster High dolls on, because I miss having them on display. My main. Eeks. Need to do that. God damn it. Welcome, Nat. Good to see you, Nat. Redeem drink dummy. Thank you, Nat. I will drink to that. Well, welcome, Coyote. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just drank to Net's redeem. Sorry, Net. I hope I did say that. Anyway. Oh, fuck, I fucked it. I forgot. I fucking forgot. Oh, there's Harvey. Hello, my love. I have a gift for you. For me? What a gift. This looks fantastic. You know, on a physical... Oh, fuck off. Dude, I couldn't date a guy that didn't drink. I'm sorry. Paul and I drink every weekend. It's great. That's like our like relaxation time after a work week. But like, I used to date a guy that like didn't drink spirits, and like he had good reason not to. And you know what? You don't want to pressure someone into drinking. You know, it's a noble thing not to drink. But man, did it make like... It just kind of meant that he had an excuse to make fun of me when I got absolutely sloshed, and it was just not nice. Fuck, it has caused damage. God damn it. That's just rude. Is this final Stardew Valley? No. I thought that, like, we were gonna be in the final days, but unfortunately, like, I've seen what Jojo and Mark required, and Jesus Christ, is it a lot? I don't even know where to start with half this stuff, so, like, geez, you know? But we'll get there, we'll get there. So, it's not quite the final days, but, like, we won't be... I don't know how much more we're gonna do of it. I would like to try and get this and Willie's boat dealt with, but realistically, like, if I can get one of them done, that'll be good enough. It just depends how many of it. The problem is that, you know, I like doing Stardew Valley, but realistically, like, it is getting to that point where I need to kind of address that. Maybe we need to move on and play something else, because it's not really hitting. I don't think it's hitting. It ain't hitting. Just because, you know, there's other games that we could play and other games that would be enjoyable. Do I have any idea about what we're gonna play next? Do I fuck? We have talked about the fact that I want to, like, maybe look into doing, like, one of the Monster High games, but I've got to kind of... Gotta do some thinking on that one. But I will. We'll do it. I just don't know whether we'll do it for the Monday streams or if we'll go on to do it for the Thursday streams. That's the one. It just depends. I gotta look up the, like, game run time of it, of the one I'm thinking of doing. Yeah. Where I'm at. Baby. God damn it, she's now selling a fucking rabbit to— Are you joking? Are you actually fucking serious, woman? God, I think if we get this leak, it'll count. I would say let's get the Harvey portrait, but I have nowhere to put it. I'll be really disappointed if Paul doesn't look like Mr. Harvey. No, he doesn't. Sorry. But what, you know what? I don't really talk about it, right? Mostly because people have told me that I'm crazy for thinking this. Part of the, like, main draw attraction, and before anyone calls me shallow or anything, Paul's very aware of this, but, like, part of the, like, leading attraction I had to Paul in the first time, because Paul was my friend for a really long time before I, like, actually had any feelings for him, and, like, it took me quite some time to acknowledge that, you know, I had a thing for him, and, one of the things that kind of set this off was that at the time my main special interest was Simon Pegg, right? And I was talking one day at work with Paul about, like, the Cornetto trilogy, which, if you don't know what that is, it's the main 3 films he's in. So, like, the Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, which I watched them all over the weekend. And one of the things that kind of we were talking about, like, oh, which ones are our favorite, like that sort of thing. We were having a grand old time talking about it, right? And I turned around and I was, like, kind of looking at him, and I was acknowledging that, you know, he was talking to me for the first time. Like, well, no, it wasn't the first time, but I was, like, acknowledging the fact that he actually listened, paid attention. And then I was like, oh man, Paul looks a lot like Simon Pegg. And then I, like, thought about it. I was like, fuck, he really looks like Simon Pegg. That was, like, my leading, like, oh man, I'm crushing hard on Paul. There were other things too, obviously. Like, the main thing, obviously, like, I said to him once about something, and then I said it again a few days later, which is something I do a lot. Mostly because I'm very aware of the fact that people just don't listen to me. And I was saying something to him again, like repeating myself, like a few days later, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know. You told me the other day." And I couldn't believe it because he listened to me, and that was crazy. But yeah, he looks. To me, he looks like Simon Pegg. I don't think he looks like Simon Pegg to anyone else. I think people think I'm mad when I talk about that, but yeah. Oh no, he looks like Simon Pegg. I don't think he does. Like, I get why people don't think that anymore, but well, people don't think that in the first place. But like, I really think he does. He's very beautiful. Love him a lot. But yeah, well, Harvey was getting with Harvey. I was like, I think my statement was at the time, like, I'm into dads, right? What's a dad? Sci-fi. Poor man being used for Jasper's insane peg fantasies. The funniest thing is he's in the other room, so he can fully hear what I'm saying, but like... Listen, it wasn't being used for it. We didn't date for like a long time, like after I fell in love with him, but like, he was pretty great. Like, aww. He's pretty special. Welcome, Adora. I have no idea what's going on, but do continue. We're talking about my Mr. We're talking about, as people don't know what my Mr. Paul looks like, and so the theory was that he looks like Harvey, who I'm married to in the game, but no, he actually looks like the other guy I'm really into, which is Simon Pegg. He really doesn't. Mina will tell you guys, right? Mina will tell you that freaking Paul, because Mina knows what Paul looks like. Mina knows what both Paul and I look like, but she'll tell you that he doesn't look anything like Simon Pegg, right, Mina? He does. You think? Right? Oh my god, validation. Late hello, sorry. You're more than welcome to be here. Obviously. What was I saying? Yeah, so you think he does? Thank you, Mina, for validating my experience. One day I will meet Jasper and my nemesis Paul, and I will evaluate the pegginess. The pegness. God damn. Good lord. Oh my god. Maybe we don't call it the pegness. So I did comment on the sexy picture of Jasper yesterday. Dude, I haven't posted like an updated photo of myself on social media in months. Like, I have not, like, I don't know what it was. I think just because I was so stressed with stuff, I just didn't change my profile picture since like Christmas. And fucking, I did it yesterday, and a load of people like have kind of like interacted with it, and my aunt was one of those people, right? And she called my mother and asked if I was okay, and my mum was like, "Yeah, why?" Like, well, just because Jasper hasn't really like reacted or commented or in reply to the comment I put on Facebook, and my mum was like, "Yeah, she doesn't." Like, she's like, I don't think my aunt really gets that. Like, she's like, "Oh yeah, she's all," but then she doesn't really like acknowledge like the fact that like what that actually entails in terms of socialization. It's like literally I will put something on an app and then not open it for another week. What's the extent of my social media like interaction? Ugh. But thank you. I'm sorry, Mina, I haven't actually reacted to your comment. If he's not a 10 out of 10 Pegnus, I am allowed the rights to Jasper. No. Hang on. Also, don't you think Lara's gonna have something to say about this? Is anyone alive that can reach this standard? Yes, Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg can reach that standard. No, that's not the point. Mine. You're fine. He's a 9 out of 10. You think so? The fact that, like, Mina's agreeing with me makes me feel incredibly validated right now. It's great. But, like, straight up, it's respectful, by the way. If Simon Pegg was ever to like hear about this or say this, I just want to say that it's a very much just appreciation thing. Like, I really like all his movies and stuff, and I also really think he would be a great person to get along with. I'm just saying that, like, you know, also at the same time, I'm like really massively attracted to him, but like respectfully, you know. Respectfully attractive. At Simon Pegg, fuck off. No one at Simon Pegg, I would literally die of embarrassment. Because how do you say to someone that they're your special... Dude, imagine, like... How the fuck would you say to someone that they're your special interest? I feel like that would be, like, an uncomfortable conversation to have, surely. Yeah, I would probably die on the spot, because, like, straight up, like, I have, like... He has been my special interest for quite some time. But, like, would I know what to say to him if I met him in person? No. Am I really jealous as well? My friend, I have a friend, right, that lives kind of locally to me, and I see him occasionally, and we have, like, long catch-ups, because we have both very similar interests, like, and there is a high chance he's also autistic, but, like myself, like many people I know that are highly likely autistic, is not diagnosed, because I'm the only person I know that's got a diagnosis. But like one of the things like that we were talking about, like one of the things that we share an interest with is Mission Impossible and the Cornetto trilogy. And obviously, if you don't know, Simon Pegg's in both of those. And he's fucking met Simon Pegg, right? He went to Australia, and like he went to kind of the red carpet thing of the Mission Impossible that was going on at the time. I can't remember what it was. I've forgotten the name. God damn it. He went to the red carpet. He's from England, by the way. We're both from Cornwall, right? And fucking, like, Simon Pegg's British, right? He went to Australia and met the bloke. I'm so jealous. He's got a fucking photo with him, and I'm like, God damn it, you're like literally living my dream life. God damn. Lara berates me if I interact with any other females on Twitter. Good job I'm not on Twitter then, eh? Oh god, uncomfortable. Oh, I'm good at uncomfortable conversations, and by that I mean I can make conversations uncomfortable with ease. Fair, me too, my friend. Like, slaps, like, hands together in unity, very much so. I'm, like, so bad with social interactions. I have a real habit of, like, making things awkward because I don't get, like, when people, like, talk about inappropriate things. If I talk about inappropriate things, it's suddenly controversial. But, like, when everyone else talks about uncomfortable things, it's fine. Like, and there's certain things, like, the amount of shit I talk about real life. Like, I know you guys are, like, very well-versed in my uncomfortable conversations on stream, but, like, there are, like, limits to what I will talk about, and most of that comes down to, like, my personal life. But, like, in my work life, Jesus Christ, like, is the one thing, like, the one conversation you seem to have with your coworkers is, like, your sex life, right? What? Why? Like, and, like, if I bring it up, it's uncomfortable, right? But if they bring it up, it's completely fine to talk about, and I don't understand. It might just be because I work, and they also work with my, my boyfriend, but, like... I also work with someone else that I know, the in-depthness of their sex life, and I also work with their partner. But that goes back to the conversation I'm gonna have with you guys at some point in the next week about the extent of my so-called friends like work life. I will talk about that because I think it's really funny. And to be honest, I'm like hyping it up a lot more than I should. But like realistically, like Amina knows about this, but it's like fucking like it's the exact epitome of what you would expect from workplace drama. It's like two people were sleeping together, but there's a twist, right? And it's like, but mind you, that was me. Like like a year, almost 2 years ago, right? It was you know, timing can be a strange thing. I couldn't tell you when timing's like appropriate to talk about those things. Realistically, like I will talk endlessly at length, for no reason about anything under the world at any point in my time. Paul hates it because we'll be like in bed going to sleep, right, for work in the morning because, you know, the Christians. Nothing, I'm not talking about that shit on stream, but like, that wasn't what I was getting to. The point being, like, we were in bed going to sleep, and he was like snoring quite happily, right? And I just like started going off on conversation, and this is something I do quite often. And you can just, I'm not good at like recognizing like body language, but I've noticed that he does sigh. So I think I annoy him when I talk about things. Just, and it's not even specifics. Like I genuinely will just talk about anything and everything, like at really random moments. Like we'll be watching a movie, and I will keep interrupting it to talk about things. Like last night we were watching like The World's End, and I did not stop talking about like we talked about porn, man. It was like, by the way, if you're new here, this is not a safe for work channel, so I'm sorry if this is like an uncomfortable conversation. But like we talking about like porn and like the differences of porn back in the day and the differences to it now. I'm not like a regular porn watcher or anything. Like I don't watch it really anymore. I don't think I have for quite some time. But I used to. I think like many people, right? But like you gotta keep in mind, Paul's like considerably older than me, which means that porn wasn't like Pornhub then. It was like the top shelf magazines. And he was telling me all about his days as like a newsagent boy, and it was great. Like that was a conversation that was wild, like hearing about like porn magazines. Because you don't get them anymore. That's a fun topic. We also went to a car boot once. We were trading there, and we were at this car boot, and fucking like someone was selling porn, like old porn magazines at this car boot. Keep in mind, like a lot of families come to this car boot, like straight up had them on display. I wasn't there, but like Paul was, and he was telling me all about it. I was like, what? You would not get away with that. I don't think they were allowed back in. But yeah. Some of them could go for good money, probably. I imagine so. It's like in Supernatural where it's like, what was it? The very offensive, like, magazine that Dean always read, and they had like an original copy in the meta letters, like, bunker. That was so funny, but that would have been worth a small fortune, right? I've never read a porn magazine. And I also don't think, like, I don't really get, like, the idea of porn magazine. It's like, you just, like, they're not exactly, like, doing anything. I've never read a porn magazine. Tell me, if anyone's got an experience with porn magazines, like, tell us. Like, I could just ask Paul, but, like, is it, like, actually porn, or is it just, like, Playboy with, like, girls in underwear, you know? I don't know. Oh, I was just daydreaming about the circulatory system and forgot what I was trying to do, the classic doctor's problem. Yeah, for sure, man. What am I doing for, like, league 7? I don't know why I've gone to bed so early. A tracker, location of forgeable items. Okay. Forged items. Fires color. They're rolling in it, fam. Jasper, they literally have pictures of the act close up. Imagine a video but not moving. Really? I wouldn't know, because I always assumed that, like, porn magazines were basically just Playboy, where it was just like, oh yeah, like, men in bras. Like, and I just never really, like, looked at it. Jesus Christ. By the way, I do not look at them and just covering myself there. Mimi, you've got more experience than I do, and I've never looked at one of them. I just don't, you don't get them anymore, I don't think. I don't know, do you? I wouldn't know. In the UK, I've never seen one. Mind you, we don't really have newsagents anymore over here, but you get your, like, newspapers from Tesco. And I'm gonna tell you this now, Tesco is most definitely not got porn magazines anywhere. Oh, I left the door open. I wasn't milking the chicken. What? Get out my... Oh. What? I will look next time I go to Asda. They used to be in supermarkets on, like, the top magazine bit. I don't know if they have a magazine section anymore. I'm going to Tesco later, and I'm pretty sure they don't, because the magazine section is right where they keep, like, the kids' magazines, so I just don't think it's the sort of thing that would display anymore. Right? I don't know. Is it weird that my sister is making not safe for work of me? What, of your model? I mean... Not really. As long as both parties are consenting. That sounded really bad. I mean, like, if she's making not safe for work art of your model, that's like... And she's okay with that then. Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah. Mina, the not safe for work lasted long. Yeah, Mina, how's that going? Like, I mean... Is there any reason about it? You don't have to say here if it's something you'd rather just, like, keep to yourself. Or if you do want to talk about it, you're more than welcome to. But I'm just curious, like, because you're very, like, into the kind of not safe for work content creation, like, area, and I'm just surprised that you sort of hung up the towel, so to speak. Is that the wording? I don't know. It wasn't something I was expecting. She was very enthusiastic, lol. It was a redeem that I've been procrastinating, lol. Okay, I will let you off there. Ah! Honestly, I was thinking of the future. Not safe for work is fun, but it can get a little much. Where are these fuckers coming from? That is fair. I mean, I've never, like... I was gonna, like, go into it myself, like, a long, long time ago, and this was back, like, when it would have been IRL, like, VTubing wasn't really a thing. And, I was thinking about it, but it was, like, I just couldn't, like, just on the interactions I got alone, like, I wanted to... I don't know how much I talk about this. I wanted to be more into the sort of space than I was, and it was like my kind of introduction to what to expect. And in all honesty, it was not something I was interested in. What on earth are these? Is this forageable item? Can I turn that off? That's jarring. That's horrible. Fuck, that's awful. I don't like that visual interruption. I just didn't see the need in making it like gold standard. I don't want to make future collabs and such uncomfortable with it. Oh. That's fair. I mean, never really a problem. Me? But I suppose that comes from the place of like, I knew that when I got into kind of a professional friendship and a general friendship with you. Did. I don't know. I think it's a completely fair reason if you you know, we'll support you if you decide to take it back up, and I suppose there's that side of it, but if you don't, that's fine. We love you either way. Sounds fair. I don't see myself as being 100% safe for work. I don't think there's much point. But I want to tone it down. It's a secret. Elliot loves crab cakes. They're his favorite. There you go, Mimi. Your man likes crab cakes. What are they doing? Anyway. I mean, I was gonna say something and I've forgotten. I was thinking, like, content rise. Going back to the topic of, like, talking about, going on to, like, doing maybe the Monster High games. Oh, sorry. I'm a little sad as I took down some nice pictures on my fans. Like, you could have left them up. You could always keep them there to show your progression. Yeah. The, I like crab cakes too. Never had them. I don't think I have either. Nah, I wanted to take it down to show I was more safe for work. Well, we support you either way. What was I saying? Yeah, going back to the topic of the Monster High game, or like more kind of like special interest. Like I want to kind of start doing kind of more sort of like one thing that I really loved doing was that Sims 2 PSP game that we did on stream once. The thing is though, it like did my channel really well. Like it didn't like really contribute massively to like an audience base. I don't think really that had any impact at the time. But like what it did do was it did really well on the algorithm for some reason on YouTube. And I wish I kind of explored it a bit more, but obviously like it was a very limited game and it was super fun and I was so glad I played it. But like I want to do that again, you know? Like but I want to do something like that again, if that makes sense. Like, I want to find a different game to do that with. It is sort of hard though, because obviously with like a lot of those older games, is have to like kind of go around them in a way that Twitch isn't exactly the clearest about how they feel about that. But realistically, like it's abandonware, so it doesn't really matter. But the other side of it is like the visual aspect of it needs to be a certain level of like quality. Like when we did it, the quality was like increased massively because like just the what do you call it? Like it was increased because of the word for it. I guess because the graphics ability had been translated over or something. I don't really know, but it was just good quality on there. Oh, gosh, Mimi, hi, Basendo. Hello, Cable. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Wackx. Hello, Cable. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. What was I saying? Yeah, so like the quality of that was pretty good, and I'm still pretty happy and content with how that game went like that. But I want to do something like that again. That was a fun experience, but it's sort of about finding a game that I can get that experience from again. And I think that might be with the Monster High. That might be where that's at. But like, what do we do after that kind of thing? So I want to find more games like the I'll just say it. Like, I want to find more games to do in the emulator style that I can stream on Twitch. But like, realistically, it is kind of it's a bit of a tricky ground to be on, and it's not something that I'd be able to consistently do. Like, it would be something that we have to do every like once in a blue moon because realistically, like, it's not. It's again a bit of a gray area, and I don't want to like push it. But it is something that I want to explore more because one, it did me well, and also two, it just kind of it was enjoyable for me. I've not really like had that hit from a game since, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I've got some games I want to think about, and some of them I'm pretty sure I can still get on like Steam, but like there are like I would like to play Mirror's Edge at some point. That's a game I'm looking into playing on stream, but like there are other ones like handheld console style games that I would like to try as well. What would be super fun is like I'd love to do like Animal Crossing or something. Not one of the newer ones though, but the issue with doing Animal Crossing is like for one, I don't know how well it would work through an emulator, and also two, it's not really it's not a game that really has an end goal, if that makes sense. And realistically, like we know how kind of setting your own end goals goes in games. You end up doing them for like a year. Hello, Stardew Valley. But yeah, it's something I would like to do again. I would also like to do Minecraft again at some point. That was super fun. I like just remember the golden years of like the golden times of doing my own Minecraft and enjoying that. And I could play that for hours, hours and hours. But then the kind of joint server that we had with Mina and who else was on it? There were several people on it, but like Mina and that server was super fun, and doing that was super fun. But like, kind of needed a break after a while. So I'm just thinking about different games I could do. I've just got to look into it, but again, it's like goes back to that what I was saying about how I need to kind of set things up on the end of like work before I can like start focusing on other things. Because if I start focusing on it now, I'll get burnt out, or I just won't commit to them. So yeah, where I'm at. I hope this is making sense. I'm like kind of just talking like endlessly. I know, stuff to think about, I suppose. I maybe should look up where half of this stuff like community center is. Uh, is it Jojoa? It's Joja. Not. Okay. Oh fuck! Apparently, I'm supposed to get the like silver or better quality island. Dinosaur made through the mayonnaise machine. Mining. Witch's swamp. Ah, my ankle! What did you do? Legend. Witch's swamp is an underground location that we have to complete the Dark Talisman, which leads to the swamp is located in the north. Oh my god, that's where that weird like thing with legs is. Dog talent. We've got to get to the railroad. We've got to get to the railroad. Metal leg on my chair. You muppet. Would you like stick your sit? No air traffic this morning, honey, but it's still fun to break out the equipment now and again. You do whatever makes you happy, my love. You know what my love is doing right now to make himself happy? He's playing fucking Xbox. Which is so cute, because I never see him play Xbox, and it's like, I went in there, I was like, oh, it's so cute, it's so cute, it's so cute. Hey Jasper, I'd like to share an old cooking recipe. What was that? Dying, so near thundering. To the railroad! But on that topic as well of doing the like games that bring me joy. I'm also thinking about doing like oh, hang on, a cutscene. Here we go. Jasper, I've been waiting for you. Oh, I wouldn't have known. Have I ever told you I used to be married? No. Strange, I know for a man like me, but it's true. My wife and I were together for many years until I made a mistake that drove her away. Her anger and envy were so intense that she turned green and began flying around the countryside, cursing everything in her path. When I found out, I sealed this passage to her home, fearing that an innocent villager might fall prey to her dark magic. But now it must be unsealed, for when we were separated, she took my magic ink. I need that magic ink back! I would do this myself, but I can't see her again. That's why I need your help. In order to unseal this passage, you need a dark talisman. Talk to Crobius in the sewer. He should know where to find one. Counting on you. If you can retrieve my magic ink, I promise I will make it worth your while. Now go. Oh! Oh! Crobius in the sewer. Okay. Into the sewer and ask Crobius about the dark talisman. Okay. forageables over here? What the hell? I'm following the little icons, by the way. If anyone's like, why the fuck is she walking all over the place? Is there forageables over here, or is it just taking me over here? Okay, I guess. Fine. No, I think there is. Oh well, I'm not. I got shit to do. Gotta go to the sewers. I forgot to go to the sewers. I'm gonna have to go. I gotta try and make my house not erect. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good day, Mimi. I hope you succeed in cleaning. So how do we get into... Unlock the sewer hatch with the rusty key. I'm pretty sure the kids said, like, all those years ago that you need to talk to the mayor about getting the key. Gotta find the mayor first. What the fuck is Harvey? We're hiding in here so we don't have to talk to anyone. It was the previous owners who built the altar room. We aren't religious, but we let other townsfolk use it if they want. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh my god, so there is like religion going on here. I don't know what to do with myself now that I'm back. I'm used to having more structure in my day. And taking the day off. If I don't spend any time outside, I'll go crazy. Plus, I don't want my legs to turn soft. I've never been religious, but hey, I'm old. I've never... Weird. Weird, 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 weird. Okay, so still no mayor. Maybe he's at Marnie's house. No, he's... path. Dude, I don't know where to look for him. Not really like something I'm really good at knowing is where to look. Oh, there he is. I've never felt such an overwhelming pride in our community. You've done a great service, Jeff. Okay, no. Right, I'll look it up. I'm like at a loss. Sewers are a location blocked by obtaining the rusty key after donating 60 items. That's what meant in the sewer and sewer covered downloads. Fuck. How many have I got? Good lord, okay. I mean, they're not exactly easy to come across, are they? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 19, 20. 5, 20. 5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 51, 52, 53, 55, 6, 57, 58, 50. Hang on. Hang on. I should have got it by now. Have I? And I've just not noticed? I think I did get that cutscene. Weird. Okay, maybe I put it in my inventory and I just don't have it. I hope I didn't sell it. Oh god, could you imagine? Maybe it's just in my inventory and I just haven't realized. Okay, we'll figure this out. No way I haven't got it. I'm pretty sure I have had that cutscene. He's like, oh, thank you for donating some things. Hmm. Cracking a cold one. Crazy. Crazy. What the shit? I just counted wrong. Did I lose it? No, I've got it. So why won't it unlock? Is it like a specific time I have to do it, maybe? Oh, this is a ball lake. This is a fucking ball lake, dude. Holy shit. Right. There we go. Why didn't that happen in the first place? Hello, creature. A human visitor? This is most unusual. What is that? You're looking for a dark talisman? Now that you mention it, I did have one in my possession not long ago. Unfortunately, I dropped it while exploring that tunnel in the far corner. Things started heating up in there, so I left in a hurry and sealed the entrance. Seemed pretty sturdy though, so I'll open it back up for you. Just be careful, okay? Okay. Probius, merchant of the rare and exotic goods. Sorry, I'm still a little wary of humans. My shop is open to you, however. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Bring on a pet to remove them from your farm. What the why would you do that? Return home at will. Jesus Christ, how much is that? Holy shit. Depressing. Cool. Catch them off guard. Did you see my poop? No. I don't know if I want to. What kind of a question is that? We'll have to come back another time, and I'm probably gonna end stream. Gonna see. Sorry, I know that's the thing I keep. Statue can help you change professions. Make an offering of 10. What profession? I have a profession. I'm a farmer. I can't not be a farmer. What else am I supposed? What other job am I supposed to be able to do? Is it the type of farmer I am? I don't know. You were in the sewers, right? Oh my god, Mina. Good lord. You're not on my farm! God, God. Right. Oh, my bones. To be honest, I think that there's gonna be a point in which I think there's gonna be a point in which I'm gonna have to maybe like call it. Like we kind of got. I mean, I'm quite happy to call it now. Thing is like, what's but anyway. I mean, I think at some point I might just sort of say like, you know, we'll come back to it at some point. I'm not against never coming back to it, but like, you know, like I think it might be time. I mean, I've known it's been time to like see about moving off the game for a while, but I don't really have any kind of game that I specifically want to play next that wouldn't kind of it wouldn't help to have like a up for. That being said, the Sims, I've got all the Sims games now, and I still really want to like do that. Like I want to do that kind of playing through. Need to kind of come up. But I'll get there. Anyway, guys, I am going to end stream there because I've got VODs to edit and bones to crack. But yeah, I'm just uncomfortable on the floor. I will sort out the desk chair kind of soon. That is something that I do just need to kind of grit my teeth and pay for because that's expensive. But realistically, I need it. You know, I need it, and I'm not going to get anywhere by sitting on the floor continuing. And also just because shit's up and I have anywhere to deal with. Anyway, I think I will just end stream. I don't think I'll raid anyone. Because I don't think I've got enough viewers on stream. I don't know. I can't see people doing the stream, by the way. Oh, there's no one live anyway. No. Okay. Right, I will just end stream there then. I'll get on with getting the VODs up for today and set one up for Thursday as well. Thursday stream's still happening as far as I'm aware. I do apologize for streams not being really consistent on Thursdays, but realistically, like I'm just trying to find a good time for it. And at the minute, it's just sort of not really working out. But you know, I'll get there. I just got to learn to get up. But yeah, in terms of what we're doing on Thursday, I could tell you actually. I don't really have anything planned. I mean, we could go on with sticky business, but I'm really sure there's much more we can progress with that. And I've got other games I could do, I suppose, but I'll think about it. Stuff to think about. Anyway, guys, I will love you and leave you right there. I will probably be around to talk about shit. Point plans. I got plans aplenty, you know? And yeah, I'm really excited. But for now, I will love and leave you. I'll let you know on Thursday how my reasonable adjustments go, and hopefully we'll have a bit of a positive update for once, you know? Anyway, guys, maybe collabs. What, on Thursday? What, future plans, maybe? Yeah, well, obviously. Anyway, I will love you and leave you guys. I will see you very soon. I love you all very dearly, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye bye! Bye 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 bye! Oh. Thank you, now I will drink to that. Okay, goodbye.